EICA Study Circle of EIRC of ICAI. We are thankful to the Commissioner Sir, DP Karanam Sahab, who has taken out time from his busy schedule to be present with us today. Before we start the program, I will request all of you to please rise for the national anthem, followed by the ICAI motto song.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
We have the ICAI motto song.
य एष सुप्तेषु जागृति य एष सुप्तेषु जागृति कामं 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 कामपुरुषो पुरुषो निर्विमाणः निर्विमाणः तदेव शुक्रं तद्ब्रह्मा तदेवामृतमुच्यते तस्मिन् लोकः शतः सर्वे तदूनात्यपि कश्चन एतद्वैता 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 एतद्वैता.
Thank you. I will now request our chief guest, Shri DP Karanam sir, to please inaugurate the conclave by lighting of the inaugural lamp. I will also request the guest of honor, all dignitaries on the dais, speakers, Rajushri is here, Ashok Batra sir is here, past presidents of ACAE, regional council members, Mayur Devan, Ravi Patwaji, office bearers of ACAE, executive committee members who are present.
गणनायकाय गणदैवताय गणाध्यक्षाय धीमहि गुणशरीराय गुणमण्डिताय गुणेशानाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय
Thank you. I would now like to introduce the chief guest, Shri D.P. Karanam sir. Sir's profile is will be on the screen. Sir is an esteemed officer of the Indian Administrative Service (IAS) from the West Bengal cadre of 2008 batch and currently serves as the Commissioner of Commercial Taxes in the Government of West Bengal. He has a distinguished career in public service. Please give a big round of applause welcoming sir to this conclave. I will request our President, Mr. Sumit Benani, to please come up, and our ex-Central Council member, Kashi Khandelwal sir, to please come up and felicitate sir with a Uttorio and a memento. Our guest of honor today is C.A. Sushil Goyal sir. Sir requires no introduction. He is our very own Central Council member and chairman of the GST Indirect Tax Committee at New Delhi. I will request past chairman C.A. Nitesh Morji to please come up, and Hari Ramji to please come up and felicitate sir with an Uttorio and a memento. Our special guest today is Chairman AIRC, CA Sanjeev Sanghi. We all know Sanjeev Bhaiya, he is a very dynamic chairman and he has taken up many new initiatives. I will request past chairman CA Anirban Datta to please come up and felicitate sir, and Arun Agarwal ji, our member, to please felicitate CA Sanjeev Sanghi with an Uttorio and a memento. Please give a big round of applause. Most respected Commissioner of State GST, Shri D.P. Karanam sir, IAS, chief guest for today, Sushil Goyal sir, and Sanjeev Sanghi, Chairman AIRC, members of the AIRC, past Central Council members of the ICAI, past Chairman of AIRC, distinguished speakers of the day, past presidents of ACAE, my conference committee members, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you today on the occasion of GST Conclave 2024. This is the 6th GST Conclave today, which we have been organizing since GST was introduced in the country. We have been doing this almost every year, and this is the 6th in the series. You all will notice that this year's GST Conclave is being held on the theme, the 4 A's of GST: assessment, audit, adjudication and appeal. The theme is apt for the day since taxpayers have been receiving notices for assessment and audit for the financial years 2017, 18, 18, 19 onwards, and the department has issued notices under section 73 for the financial year 1920. The last date for which was 31st May 2024. Notices under section 74 have also started flowing in. The government is widening the tax base and checking tax evasion with active use of digital forensic tools and use of data integration and artificial intelligence. We have a speaker today who will speak on all these subjects of artificial intelligence and GST and how government is using the data that is getting generated for catching tax evaders, for anti-money laundering, cross-border transactions and all of these. The GST department is preparing for a roadmap to widen the tax base with stricter audits and scrutiny. Just some numbers for the consumption of the audience. The Central GST Department had directed a revenue shortfall of 22,000 crores from the tax audits of 51,000 GST return filings and 2,200 crores from tax scrutiny of 31,000 returns till 2023. Sir, if we add the numbers of the state department also, the numbers will go much higher because this is only central GST numbers. Further, the government has also set up forensic digital labs to use technology in a more potent way to detect tax evasion by using online data. This shows that the government's focus is very high on audits and scrutiny. On the appeal front, we have our learned speaker Ashok Batraji who will speak on appeals during the day. On the appeal front, the government has notified the rules for filing of the appeals before the appellate tribunal. The sense we get from this notification is that the process will be fully automatic and electronic and through an online portal, probably the GST portal, and will be similar to the appeals being presently filed before the first appellate authority. We are aware that in a bid to reduce the cases that may be filed before the tribunal, once it is operationalized, the government has come up with an amnesty scheme. This scheme, once availed by the taxpayer, will give him relief from payment of interest and penalty. We will, however, have to see the success of the scheme and how it helps in reducing the litigation. That is the filing of the appeals in the appellate tribunal. The Honorable President of the Appellate Tribunal has been appointed and the process of appointing members and setting up of the benches is ongoing. We expect that the Appellate Tribunal should see the light of the day soon, which is eagerly awaited by the trade and industry. The conclave will also have a panel discussion on the theme, the journey so far shows that GST has been helpful in ease of doing business. GST, as we all know, is not only a tax reform, but a business reform. It was expected that with the introduction of GST, the country will move into a better indirect tax regime. This expectation has been achieved to some extent. Sir, as I was saying during the pre-meeting, to some extent it has been achieved. However, there are various shortcomings in the system and it still needs to be improved, especially with an intention to further reduce the compliance burden on the small and medium taxpayers. Increase in the cost of compliance, interpretation issues in GST, frequent changes in law, differences in implementation at central and state GST departments, issues on the portal, and some issues which are being faced by the taxpayers on a regular basis. These issues are compounded by different rulings of advanced ruling authorities, conflicting judgments by honorable high courts, and limited or no relief at the adjudication and first appellate authorities. The taxpayers have to sometimes run from pillar to post to seek relief even for system-generated notices. Thus, the panel discussion will discuss all these issues and give a direction to the members on how to navigate the complexities of GST. I wish all the members and delegates a very happy learning session today and thank all of you who have come and taken out time from a busy schedule in this income tax return filing season to learn more about GST. Thank you so much. I will also take this opportunity to opportunity to announce that under the banner of ACAE, we are launching a certificate course, which we have also been doing for the last 3-4 years. The certificate course on GST. This time it's a litigation series that we have launched. It's a virtual program. Can we see the flyer? It will start, certificate course, it will start on the 6th of August and it will go on till the 17th of August. It's a 20-hour certificate course, 2 hours per day for 10 days. I will request all of you to please register for it once we rotate and circulate the flyers. During the conclave, we are also going to have a contest. So we will have questions at the end of every session, 4 to 5 questions, and whoever is able to answer that first, maybe by a show of hands or by saying the answer, he will get a prize. And what is that prize? The prize is also again GST, related to GST. It's not anything other than GST we are talking today. So the prize is a book that has been written by our member and past president of ACAE, Shri Arun Agarwal ji. He has been kind enough to give 20 copies of that book to us today. It's a very unique type of a book because it has the entire GST in a very pictorial and a flowchart type of a format. So you all will, have a good learning of GST by looking at that book. So please participate in that quiz which we will have. We have also done a survey. So I will request all of you to please participate in this survey. The survey will be open till 3 o'clock because at 4 o'clock we have the panel discussion. So we want to show the result of the survey when we start the panel discussion. So in the flyers that were rotated for the registration link, we have the link for the survey also. It will not take more than 30 seconds. Just 10 questions on your views on how GST has helped in easing the compliance burden and ease of doing business for the assessees. So please participate in the survey also. Now with these words, I now request our chairman and special guest CA Sanjeev Sanghi to please say a few words.
Thank you so much, Tarun, the convener of ACACA Study Circle. On the dais, we have the chief guest, DP Karnam sir, the IS officer and the Commissioner of Tax, along with the guest of honor, Sushil Goyal, also the Central Council member and the chairman of GST Committee of ICI. We have Ayush Jain, who is the deputy convener. And I really want to thank ACA Study Circle for giving me this opportunity to be one of the special guests as the chairman of AIRC. And I think that goes a long way and a very, very positive message across all study circles. We have with us the secretary come treasurer of AIRC, Mayur Agarwal, the immediate past chairman, Debayan Patro. We have Ravi Patwa, the past chairman, Central Council member, Kashi Bhaiya, Galaxy of past chairman, also a part of it, Anirban Datta, Nitesh Moore. We have Hariram Agarwal. And we have a galaxy of past presidents, including Arun Bhaiya, who we have all huge respect of, and Ashok Batraji. A very, very good morning to all of you. When Tarun was talking about 4A as the theme of the conference, I think that is something which is a very, very strong message given by the study circle to the fraternity at large, that if we want to differentiate ourselves, if we want to do a differentiate between what 99% is doing and what that 1% is doing, it is only and only because of specialization. And the theme of the conference is very apt for that. When you talk about education, you talk about assessment, you talk about appeal, and you talk about audit, which means moving up the chain, moving up the value chain. When a client looks upon you, when the society looks upon you, when the people around you looks upon you, they should see you as a valued professional who do think which an expert can do. When we go to a doctor, maybe 40, 50 years back, we used to go to a doctor and they used to वो नब्ज देख के वो बता देते थे क्या होता है. But today when you go to a doctor, they ask for you whether you are an eye specialist And if you are an eye specialist, whether you are left retina specialist or a right retina specialist, and that is where the specialization makes a very, very important role. And all of us have to start adapting to it, transforming ourselves and innovating in whatever we do. The another important differentiation which this conference is going to talk about is technology. How we are going to take artificial intelligence, use of it, how we are going to take use of data analytics and analyze data, because if the department can use artificial intelligence and analysis, why can't we work on that level with our clients to give them reports which are much, much more valuable and more meaningful to all of them? I'll just take 2 more minutes because I've been asked to say a few words. 2 very important announcements, Tarun. One is CABF, which is very close to the heart of Team EIRC and to all the EIRC member, Chartered Accountants Benevolent Fund. And I think it's a huge momentum which is coming across. Every single chartered accountant are coming forward to it, and they are contributing for this cause. Amount is not the factor. We have almost 10 chartered accountants who have come forward and paid 1 lakh rupees for this CABF fund. And there are more than 185 chartered accountants as of today who has contributed in amount whatever their comfort and convenient was. We were not proposing that, but this fund is going to go to the deceased family, to the family member of the deceased chartered accountant who is in need, and the CABF come forward and give support to that family member in terms of around 25,000 rupees per month. The details are given in EIRC CABF. I request an appeal as a chairman of EIRC to all the members sitting over here. Please do be a part of it. Please do contribute whatever that amount you are comfortable with, but be part of this journey, because this is something which is going to be very, very important for all of us. The second important thing is the 49th Regional Conference. This is going to be the largest conference ever happened in last 75 years by any regional council. It is going to be happening in Milan Mela. Please don't get confused. This is not Biswa Bangla Auditorium. This is Milan Mela, which is just opposite to Science City. It has 1 lakh square feet of space. We're expecting to have 5,000 chartered accountants and high net worth individuals to be a part of it. Almost 75 dignitaries are going to come forward, and they are going to talk about not just 3, 2 or 4 areas, almost 75 different areas of practice which a chartered accountant can think upon. Gone are the days. Today, chartered accountants are standing on the globe and they are looking across the world with a high vision to say, yes, we are the accountant for the entire world. And this conference is going to position that with a huge opportunity for networking, collaboration, and meeting together, working together. And that's why the theme of the conference is a very simple word. It's we. Because we know that it's not me or Tarun or any one of us who can do the magic. It is all of us, all the chartered accountants, the 4 lakh chartered accountant members of this country who can make the difference, who can bring together, work together to make country and India the 3rd largest economy of the world. And we all should shoulder together, work together, and give a strong message to the society that if we all 5,000 chartered accountants come together in one single platform, and when we have 3 Padma Shri coming in, Mr. T.N. Manoharan, Mr. S. Gurumati, Mr. Bharat Goenka, all the 3 Padma Shri joining in this event, it is a very, very strong message to the entire society to say, yes, chartered accountants today are partners in national building. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chairman, sir. We all are with you, sir, in all your endeavors, be it CABF, the regional conference, or anything that you do. So, with the theme that you have chosen for this year, so it is all of us together who are going to be with you. Thank you so much for your address as a special guest. I will now request our guest of honor, sir, C.S. Sushil Goyalji, to please come up and address the audience. Thank you.
Honorable Chief Guest, Sri D.P. Karnam Sir, IAS and the Commissioner of West Bengal SGST, and he is also heading the DRI position of Government of West Bengal. Sanjeev Sanghi, Chairman of EIRC or first person of the Eastern India Regional Council. And everybody is saying dynamic chairman, so I also endorse this. हम तो सोच रहे थे आज तक हम ही डायनामिक थे, but jokes apart, but Sanjeev is doing wonderful job, believe me, and I expect this regional conference, the biggest agenda he has taken since he took over the chairmanship, will be a grand success and will definitely going to create history in the Eastern region. Because daring for such big program is itself is a achievement, I must say, Sanjeev. Tarun Gupta, what I should tell him, he is the convener of this study circle and the mastermind of this entire program, and made all of you, forced all of you to be here. And very dedicated person. He ensured that everybody should be getting what is expected from him. Thank you, Tarun. Ayush Jain, Deputy Convener. And I can see Kasi Bhaiya, past Central Council member and the Chairman of EIRC. I can see number of chairmen of EIRC sitting in the auditorium. Nitish Moore, Anirban Datta, Sumit Binani, and the regional council member also there. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention the regional council member first. But Hariramji Agarwal, past regional council member. The chairman is on the dais, but the secretary come treasurer to EIRC. Come treasurer, whenever I say secretary come treasurer, Mayur always smile. Come treasurer, मतलब कमती वाला treasurer नहीं. So let me remind, then I will always correct myself, फिर भूल जाता हूँ. Secretary and treasurer of EIRC, Mayur, Devyan Patra, past chairman, immediate past chairman, and Ravi Patwa, past chairman and regional council member. And I must see the learned speaker here, Ashok Batra sir, we call him Guru of the GST. Just now I have seen the Jatin Harjai entering the room. लेकिन lot of change in Jatin, वो पता नहीं बाल सफेद करवा के senior बनना चाहता है या क्या. But we used to call him Jatin जब तक बाल उसके काले थे. Because he is younger to me in the age. And we also have Bimal Jainji in the session, who is soon going to join us, and Atul Tripathi ji. There will be a panel discussion. Arun is moderating that panel discussion. Rajshri Das Gupta, Manoj Kedia ji, Pramod Gupta ji, and Sagun Tulsian. These will be the panelists. A wonderfully designed program, I must say. And it is a requirement of the time, I must say. It is the requirement, but we chartered accountant has proved that we are the best GST consultant. But we have not yet proved that we are litigation master in the GST also. 80% of the professional work related to GST is now with chartered accountant, I must say. Professional work means professional work. It is not filing of returns only. So 80% of almost it is achieved, and Commissioner sir will also vouch that now number of chartered accountant visiting departments are more than other professionals. And I also want to take credit on behalf of the institute that the institute has done whatever required to bring this domain within the chartered accountants kitty. Has done whatever can be done. It is not so that बिना कुछ किए हो गया कि सब चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट जीएसटी करने लगे और हम लोग जीएसटी के एक्सपर्ट कहलाने लगे। इनडायरेक्ट टैक्स में हम कभी जाते नहीं थे, एक दो लोग करते थे। फिर ऐसी नहीं कि अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं आई थी, अपॉर्चुनिटी बहुत बार आई। 1994 में सर्विस टैक्स आया था, तब भी लोगों ने, कुछ दो चार लोगों ने ही उसमें पार्टिसिपेट किया। इंस्टीट्यूट हैज़ नॉट डन एनीथिंग ऑन लार्ज स्केल बेसिस व्हेन द सर्विस टैक्स वाज इंट्रोड्यूस्ड। Then in 2005, VAT has come. Then people thought, now we will enter this domain area. But people only thought. Hardly people enter this area. But when the GST came, then it should taken a task that this opportunity should not be missed. And before GST implemented, we identified 500 faculty across the country. Before the GST introduction, we identified the faculty. And that number was 500, and we have launched the certificate course, and we have prepared the background material, and we have conducted 3,000 seminars in 1 year in the introduction of GST, year of the introduction of GST. So that taken the queries in the mind of the participant. And today also, being chairman of GST committee, I must say that here that we are ready to do the second phase of this training programs. We have introduced the demand recovery and appeal mechanism. We do residential program for this almost every month. Now 2nd and 3rd of August we are organizing at Hyderabad at our residential campus, and best of the country's faculty will be there, and it will be a definitely discussion on the next level of GST. As far as ICI is concerned, we are soon going to revamp our website. Although our website is known as the best website in ICI, in the GST domain area, and it is recognized by the government in their training manual that if somebody want to learn more, somebody want to know more about GST, he should visit the ICI website. First time a non-governmental website has been referred in the government's publication. So that was the achievement for us. Now we are going to revamp it. We are going to place all notification circulars and act and rules there. Somebody asked me, then what is the great thing you will do? It is available everywhere. So what we are going to do great is that we will provide you also the amended notifications. Those who are in this field, working in this field, they know that what is the value of amended notification. There are notification coming, then another notification will come that will say in line number 3, delete the word R. But what will be the implication of this deletion and what it will be after deletion? That is not available at any place. So that will be provided by ICI, and I believe within 1 month time it will be ready. Almost material is ready, and it will be released within 1 month of time. And another task which is taken by ICI is to record 200 videos. To record 220 minutes videos, sir, to explain the entire GST. And that will be also available on the portal. And whatever I am saying, sir, on the portal is not chargeable. It is free to any person in the country. They can use it. We are not charging a single rupees for that. Not only for member, not only for student, it is open for all common men. And it is recognized by the Prime Minister in his letter. This is also recognized by the Prime Minister in his letter when he is written first time after introduction of GST. Incidentally, GST day and CA day falls on the same day. So he written that without the help of ICI, the innovative way the ICI has trained the countrymen, nobody could have done, and it was not so smooth. It would not have been so smooth without the ICI support. So it is a great, but let me talk something about GST also, otherwise people will think he is a chairman only publicizing about ICI. Sir, the biggest question which is coming in my mind in today when I am standing on this podium, I must be talk about the recent amendment, section 74A, a new section going to be introduced in the GST Act. And few people I have seen celebrating also ki it will reduce the time period. It will reduce the time period from 5 years to 4 years. But at the same time, sir, Commissioner sir, I remember when the first time the indirect tax came in the country, it was recognized as indirect tax. And what is the indirect tax? Indirect tax means a tax to be collected from someone and deposited. To be collected from someone and deposited. It is not tax on the person who is to deposit it. It was never to be considered as a tax on the person who is depositing it. And people have started discussion, why not government will give us commission for doing this activity? Because I am an agency to collect and deposit. So we should get some commission for this. Although in later when I mention it, people have discussed it. But what was the point I want to bring here? When this indirect tax was in initial days, government recognized the fact that it is an indirect tax to be collected and deposited, not to be paid from the pocket. And once somebody not collected or failed to collect, then we will ask him or her to pay for last 6 months only. Because they understand that I cannot go to my customer and ask him to pay the tax, which is I forgot to collect due to any mistake or confusion. Maximum 6 months back I can go to my customer and ask him. So maximum demand was for the period of 9 months, because usually returns were quarterly. And due date of return to 6 months, maximum demand would have been raised. So this was the introduction of the indirect tax in the country. I do not much remember about the VAT, sir, but it was in central excise, it was in service tax. The time period maximum was allowed 6 months. Unless there is a intentional evasion of tax, unless there is a suppression of facts with intention to evade tax, or somebody has done the fraud. That is, those type of categories I kept separately. But for general purpose, it was 6 months. I think Batra sir will vouch for me. Sir, it was 6 months. Then slowly government thought within 6 months it is not possible to reach to the SSC. So they increased it to 1 year. Fair enough. The countrymen accepted it. Then increased to 1 year, 6 months, that is 1.5 years. Then later increased to 2.5 years. Then it is when GST introduced, it is reached to 3 years. And now this section 74A talks about increasing it to 4 years. Basically it is, I don't want to argue on this, the 42 plus 12 plus 6. Whatever way you want to calculate, you calculate 42 months issuing of the notice. But sir, we must think on this, whether section 74 is a beneficial provision for the businessman or it is a deterrent. It is an indirect tax. If it is an indirect tax, to be collected and deposited. It cannot be collected from the pocket of the person who is depositing it. If it is going from the pocket of the taxpayer, then it is a direct tax. We must admit that. It is a direct tax burden on the person. So a big change we are heading towards. There are number of provisions, but sometimes we feel helpless. Why I am using this word helpless, sir? Please, Commissioner, sir, please, you also recognize that there is a General Clause Act in the country. There is a General Clause Act in the country which says if any due date falling on a holiday or Sunday, next working day will be due date for you. This is a General Clause Act that is not removed so far. It is still applicable. It is still applicable for all the law in the country. For all the law in the country, that if last day or due date is falling on a holiday or Sunday, the next working day will be considered as a due date. But somehow GST not recognized this. And due date and Sundays are falling on the day of Deepawalis. Due dates are falling on the Deepawalis or Raksha Bandhan or sometime Durga Puja in the West Bengal. And 20th sometime be the Dasahra, then the last 4 days holidays. But General Clause that recognize it, but GST doesn't recognize it. We are feeling helpless because law makers are saying we have not kept this date. GSTN is saying we have implemented. They are saying there is a problem that every state ड्यू डेट चेंज करेंगे तो कैसे होगा, थोड़ा कैलकुलेशन में प्रॉब्लम होगा. द लॉजिक इज नॉट कमिंग टू माई माइंड दैट कि कुछ प्रॉब्लम होगी उसके लिए सारे देश को प्रॉब्लम में ला दिया जाए, is not acceptable, sir. So this, I think one day GSTN will also recognize, because the GST runs on law as well as GSTN. Something which is not permitted in the law is done by the GSTN. Like sometimes we have fearful that you have to file appeal within 3 months from the order date. The order date is something different. Posting date is something different. Delivery date is something different. So these dates, but we have to go by the portal, whatever portal is saying. Sometimes 3 months they also calculate the day beginning from the date of order. That should be excluded. That should be excluded. Date of order should not be calculated. So I hope this type of, when we have a galaxy of speakers all across the country, they will definitely take us to the entire provisions related to this education, audit, assessment and appeal. And you all will be a better professional at the end of the day. I have no doubt on this. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Sushil Goyalji, for your words of wisdom. I think sir has raised very important points which our speakers will take it up, I think, during the day. Bimal Jain sir is here. Please give a big round of applause to Bimal Jain sir. We all know that all the speakers that we have today, Bimal Jain sir, Jatin ji is also here, Ashok Batra ji, then we have Mr. Atul Tripathi. He has worked in the Prime Minister's office. So all of them have taken out time from their busy schedule. Rarushi Das Gupta is also here. He is a part of the panel discussion. So all the speakers are here, and the issues that sir has mentioned about 74A, General Clauses, Act, holidays, all these things, we all are facing it on a day in and day out basis, because client gives the work to us and he is on a holiday, and now we are struggling with the data and the dates. So that is a real-time challenge. OTP also. So our life is caught between captcha code, OTP, all these things that we have to do. But anyways, these are the things that we are going to discuss today, and how to overcome some of the issues that we can handle. With this, I will request our chief guest, sir, Sri D.P. Karanam, to please come up and give his address. Thank you, sir.
Very good morning to all. Shri Tarun Kumar Gupta, convener, ACAE, and Shri Sushil Goyal, Chairman GST and Indirect Taxation Committee, ICAI, Shri Sanjeev Sanghi, Chairman ERIC, and a special guest, Shri Ayush Jain, Deputy Convener. Very good morning. And also the distinguished guest, panelists and participants present in the conclave. Namaskar. So I would like to thank Sri Tarun Gupta for inviting me for this inaugural session. Indeed, it's a great pleasure participating, and I am honored. Let me start congratulating the ACAE, that is the Association of Corporate Advisors and Executives, one of the oldest bodies in Kolkata, professional bodies in Kolkata and Eastern India. I was told that this organization is there since 1960. That they have completed 6 decades with the members from the all taxation field, legal field and the business. With the commitment and hard work, they have provided wonderful services to the business in the Eastern India and Kolkata, and they are looking forward beyond the 6 decades journey with that legacy to face the challenges faced by the ever-changing business scenario. Today, the GST conclave theme is with the 4 A's, that is assessment, audit, adjudication, and appeal. the very core areas of GST. All other issues are arising out or associating with this thing. Very renowned and eminent speakers and taxation experts are going to take sessions, and participants will be immensely benefit from these sessions. I hope this session will be a great event. And also interesting to note that just said that there is also a session on use of generative artificial intelligence in GST, because the department also using the analytical. So to understanding about this is important. So it's a very interesting session. GST completed 7 years. Just Sushil Golji was mentioning, yes, I watched the role played by the tax consultants, tax professionals and tax advocates in navigating the complex journey of the GST in the last 7 years. Particularly West Bengal, I can say where we have a strong presence of MSMEs and small taxpayer. At the time of launching of the GST, particularly conducting the different programs in the rural areas, and also bringing awareness among the taxpayers, bringing their problems to the department so that we can take the corrective measures. So they have played indispensable, commendable, pivotal role. So I would like to taking this opportunity to all the tax professionals and advocates. And this will continue. So wherever possible, whenever any problems brought by the professionals or trade bodies, we try to address within the limitation. So we always welcome any constructive suggestions. Systematic improvements are required, particularly that will go into addressing the reduction in the complaints burden and also the trade friendly things. So there are 4 technical sessions are there, and the entire day-long sessions are there on the subject. I won't take much time, but I would like to share few things that is from the SGST side, West Bengal. One is on the GST Suvidha Kendra. You are all aware that the 53rd GST Council has recommended the nationwide rollout of biometric authentication. So West Bengal, along with the one more state, we are going to first to start the GST Suvidha Kendras from the first week of August in the West Bengal. So this system, it was implemented in Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra and Puducherry. The now existing system, GST authentication system is there, biometric authentication, but it is not mandatory. So we are all aware that there is a menace of fake and bogus firms trying to hit the system, particularly in some of the districts, some of the pockets. Number is such a huge that officers involved in the registration role, it's difficult to almost impossible to deal with such thousands of number in some pockets. So in that process, what is happening, it is becoming grievance for the genuine applications, because there is a timeline that within the 7 days, otherwise it's a suo motu approval system is there. And also sometimes officers become scrutiny because of the strict scrutiny, and also the huge number of the physical verification is happening. That become a grievance, because sometimes it is a delayed approval of the registration, sometimes it's also rejection. So we hope that this is a setting up of the GST Council, GST Suvidha Kendra in West Bengal. We can tackle the menace of these bogus firms, and also we can deliver the timely registration approval. So we are going to set up 32 GST Suvidha Kendras covering all districts. Some will be run by the CGST, some will be run by the SGST. So we combinedly done the mapping. Based on the present load of applications, we have identified these 32. As we go on, whenever there is a number increases, we can start more number of GST Suvidha Kendras, so that applicant need not to travel longer distance to appear. Here the preset criteria is there based on the risk parameters. So those applicants, based on these risk parameters, they have to physically present before the GST Suvidha Kendra when they are applying for the registration after filing the REG01, he will get the link and nearest GST Suvidha Kendra location will be shown to the applicant, and he can select the time slot as per his convenience, and they have to appear. One thing is a biometric will be captured, second photograph will be taken, and his documents will be verified. So this is a one thing. Second thing, there is a, after this implementation of this 7 years, we were discussing, Sushil Goji was mentioning, yes, there is a need to reduce the complaints burden. Also, we need to increase the our efforts towards the voluntary compliance, and also the efforts more to be done in aligning the GST Act and system with the business processes to the extent possible. Again, the appeal is also there. Still, the one effective dispute resolution system is also should come. So we are trying at the state level that because GSTN is for the entire country, so there are some of the measures taken to increase the voluntary compliances. Some of them are restrictive in nature, like without filing this return, you cannot file this return. Otherwise, intimating the taxpayers from the system, the mismatches, for that he has to answer or pay. These are some of the restrictive. We need to develop more facilitative kind of measures so that the voluntary compliance can increase. So outside the GSTN, we are trying to develop a system. We have studied also. So within 1-2 months, we can come up with system, voluntary compliance system, which is a facilitative type. There are some, in the recent meeting, few things or changes are there in the improving the voluntary compliance system. So one is that GSTR 1A has been developed by the GSTN. It's an optional facility. After filing the GSTR 1, taxpayer can amend his outward supplies before filing his GSTR 3B. Regarding the voluntary compliance, so just I would like to share, I always say this, one of the thing is the GSTR 1 filing percentage. Now we have out of 100 taxpayers, there are 96, that is a 96%, 96 taxpayers are filing the GSTR 1. Out of this 96, 66 taxpayers are filing the GSTR within time. That is the remaining 30%, they are filing the GSTR but not within the time. So as we know, ITC is a very disputed subject. There are many issues, so I don't want to go into that. But within the existing system, the GSTR 1 is timely submitted, so he will recipient with the ITC in time. There is no GSTR 1. Since it is not flowing to GSTR 2B, there is no ITC. If it is a file but late file, that is a delay availment of the ITC. So we need to put a combined effort. There may be some genuine reasons in the filing the GSTR 1 late, but we should have an effort to increase the GSTR 1 filing in time. So that will increase the voluntary compliance. With this, I would like to thank ACIA again, and I wish that today's conclave is a grand success, and I wish you all the best. Balo Thakben.
Thank you, sir, for your words of wisdom. We take note of the various initiatives the government is taking, like the introduction of the Suvidha Kendra GSTR 1A. But sir, also I think there is also a need to introduce maybe a new form, maybe a GSTR 2C, I don't know, because a person may show that, you know, he is amending his or adding a new invoice, but the ITC is available only in the next month. And this is a huge cash flow issue people may face from a month-to-month basis. So maybe a new form 2C is introduced where I can, you know, put in my self-assessment of the invoices I want to take ITC, that can get matched maybe next month, but at least that can take care of some of my cash flow issues. I don't know, this was just an immediate thought I had. But there are so many issues that we will discuss during the day. But I thank you, sir, for all the initiatives that the government is taking. And we are now flooded with so many changes after the 53rd Council meeting and all that we are now ourselves not getting time to read with so many notification circulars that have come in. But thank you so much. I will now request sir and the members on the dais to please release our souvenir for the day. And I will also request the two people who have worked day in and day out to get this souvenir, CA Shubham Khaitan and Siddhant Jajodia, to please come up and we will release the souvenir. Thank you. So this souvenir has a rich collection of 11 articles on the very latest topic of GST. With this, I will now request our Deputy Convener, CA Ayush Jain, to please propose a formal vote of thanks. And after that, we will have a group photo wherein I will request all the office bearers, past presidents of ACA, executive committee members, speakers to please come up and we will have a group photo after that. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. It is my honor and privilege to extend a vote of thanks on behalf of the ACA Chartered Accountants CPE Study Circle of EIRC of ICAI. First and foremost, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to our chief guest, Shri D.P. Karnamji, Commissioner, West Bengal GST, for taking time out of his busy schedule to grace us with his presence today. Your insightful words on the development and future of GST have enlightened us. One of the key development being opening of GST Suvidha Kendra for the benefit of the assessees. We are truly grateful for the knowledge and wisdom you have shared with us today. Let us all join hands and give him a round of applause to thank him. I also extend my heartfelt thanks to our guest of honor CA Sushil Kumar Goel, Chairman GST and Indirect Tax Committee of ICAI, whose presence has added a special touch to this conclave. Your support and encouragement mean a lot to us. Your dedication and contribution in the realm of tax reforms are commendable, and it was an honor to have you with us today. I request everyone to give a round of applause to him. I'd also like to thank our special guest CA Sanjeev Sanghi, Chairman EIRC of ICAI, for joining us today. He has been doing a tremendous work in uplifting the profession through his tireless efforts. Further, he has always extended his support in all the study circle programs. With this, I request everyone to give a round of applause to him. I would like to thank all the dignitaries, experts, and panelists present for being with us today. Your participation and engagement have been instrumental in the success of the conclave. Lastly, I thank each and every one of you in the audience for your active participation and presence. Your enthusiasm and support have made this conclave truly memorable. Thank you all once again and have a great day ahead. I request everyone to kindly join for the group photograph.